Expelled college students of Reddit, why are you expelled? Installing Bitcoin miners on all the computers in a video editing lab. I shot a firework out of my ass in a campus-owned house. I had a friend who skipped all classes and failed everything because all he wanted to do was play LOL. He got a warning that if he didn't get his grades up he would be suspended for a year. He got suspended. When he went back to the school a year later, the same thing happened again. Now he can't go back to that college again. For being off campus with a member of the opposite sex without proper supervision. No. Seriously. A guy and a girl in my uni, which is located in a conservative country, were caught making out in the stairway. Both were legally adults. Girl's parents were called. They took her away, so technically not expelled, and got her married to another guy already lined up. Guy was transferred to lesser known college where he didn't perform well but landed a RIT job. Edit, greetings. My fellow Indians. I had a particularly rough semester and got D in a class that I had previously dropped after about a week the prior semester because my schedule was too busy then. Department rules say that you can't attempt a class for credit more than twice, including drops, so I got kicked out of my major. I was 14 hours away from graduation at the time. The academic advisor said that I could either change my major. So basically start college all over. Or duck off for a year and then come back on probation. So I guess I'm not expelled per se, but I'm taking an involuntary gap year. My roommate got expelled for basically never going to class. Not even when there was an important exam. He spent all night smoking weed, with me, and playing video games, not with me. And then slept all day until about 5 PM. Like I would wake up. Go to my 8:30 lecture. Get lunch. Go to lab 2-5. Then come back to my room and my roommate was still sleeping. I found out the following summer that he had gotten a letter from the university asking him not to come back. Last I heard of him, he had enrolled at a commuter school, where he made the dean's list. Not Emmy, but happened to a teammate on my rowing team. He got busted for drinking, which isn't an expellable offense. But to get back at the RA that caught him, he hit into a bag, went to the guy's first floor window, and threw it into the RA's room. What made things worse is that the RA had a box fan in the window. The it hit it and sprayed everywhere in the room. Literally. The it hit the fan. He was promptly expelled. Heard this story of this dude who got kicked out for leaving on break to train with Al-Qaeda. Currently am aware of a group of international students getting expelled from my school. They've been whispering to each other during exams in another language. And as luck would have it, my professor happens to speak that language and has been slowly building a case against them without their knowing it. The kids somehow also got the solutions to every homework and exam last semester, which is very similar to what we've been assigned this semester. However, the kids are so ducking lazy they blindly copy whole solutions, not realizing numbers are different. Sometimes units are metric and they answer in English. And one problem asked for something completely different than they solved for using the exact procedure to solve last semester's homework. They are absolutely ducked and I'm kinda excited to see it. One of them had a 3.75 GPA, was on the verge of being auto-admitted to our MSBS program. He's probably been cheating his whole college career. We're 2 semesters away from graduation. Plot twist, the advisor to that program is the instructor that is currently building the case against them. So basically that guy is mega ducked. Professor is a savage. He's been grading all their homework and exams like everything was fine, and one day unleashed a dossier of its justice to comb. Edit, anyone interested in an update? Comb didn't expel anyone after all. They all just completely lost the homework portion of their grade, 20%, so they're probably all getting C's at best. I was making a search engine for our school teacher evaluation page. It absolutely blew up in popularity and a large portion of the school was using it, about 5k views per day. Essentially it was like grade my professors, except it used the evals that they force students to do at the end of the class as data. I also added features that made it more desirable to students. It became so popular that it was showing up on the front page of Google for certain teacher names. Some of those teachers had low ratings and got pissed off and complained. I had unintentionally violated IP laws because the evaluations were under password protections and my site was not. The only reason I didn't get expelled was because the dean of my department had my back. He did research and concluded the information should not have been private in the first place. Then sent a public information request to make it so my project did not break the law. I definitely had people asking for my expulsion for a scary amount of time. I unintentionally got another student expelled. We were critiquing websites we had built when I noticed one that looked exactly like mine with a few tweaks. I popped open the source and noticed it was a line-for-line copy of my code with a few changes to the CSS. I brought it up to the professor to protect myself in case he noticed them, though I doubt I would have been suspected. Mine was more cohesive. The changes he did make didn't make the site appealing. Anyway. Apparently it was his third time plagiarizing after twice you go on trial with a school. If you don't get expelled then. A third time is the nail in the coffin. Edit, I did not get expelled haha. This is just a third person anecdote. Edit 2, we routinely critiqued work in class. Most of our sites were built through CodePen. All he needed was any student's CodePen username and he had access to the code. I am about 99.3% sure it's how he did it. I got expelled in 2004 for inciting a riot. Personally knew a bright individual that was kicked out of a prestigious university for skipping too many classes. He showed up for the important classes. Got A's on all of the tests. But due to the fact that he had missed too many classes, he failed all of them. Must not have read that page of the handbook. He now works at the local grocery store and I see him when I come home on breaks. Edit 2. College was Princeton. He was on a full ride. Obligatory, I'm not an expelled college student, but I knew a guy who got expelled from an Ivy League for getting caught with too much cocaine. He works at California Pizza Kitchen now. I went to a private Christian university. And I have a friend who got expelled for supposedly exorcising a demon out of someone in the middle of a wide open courtyard. Not me. But a guy who lived on the floor below me my freshman year. Dude was already a nuisance. He got drunk and wandered into town one night. Broke a window on a private residence because he thought it was our dorm. Got arrested for breaking said window. When the school found out, they told him that if you got into any trouble either with the police or the school's internal justice system, which is actually decent, it's student run, then he would be thrown out. Same goes for getting transported to the local hospital due to excessive drunkenness. Cut to Halloween night when his roommate found him passed out covered in vomit on the floor of his dorm room. He tested positive for alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine. I'm pretty sure he was kicked out before he got out of the hospital. Not me. But my best friend in college was expelled. He became a nasty drunk and threw a brick through his ex-girlfriend's window. His rich parents bailed him out and got him into the college that they worked for. Years later, he is sober and recently got married. He's probably still a duck nozzle though. I went to Stanford. But my roommate and best friend, Bryce, told a professor he had found a stolen answer sheet for a test in our room and that I used it to cheat. I had never seen that it before in my life. I was expelled 12 credits short of graduation. Then Bryce banged my girlfriend. Now I work in retail tech support. Ducking douchebag. Not me. But a friend. Let's call him Ben. Was expelled his sophomore year. Ben came from a very conservative Christian family. His father and grandfather were pastors. Ben went to the same religious college they did. That college had strict rules about dressing modestly and fraternization of opposite sexes. If I recall, there were different levels allowed that depended on age roll at school. Ben was caught off campus seeing a movie with a girl. Apparently they should have had a chaperone. I think it was also not the first time he had broken the rules. Ben was promptly expelled. His parents were so upset they sent him on a year-long mission overseas.